This is Animation Nights New York, Animator Interviews. Thank you so much to Animation for Adults for letting us be a part of their channel. My name is Nina Balton, and next up in our series is an interview with Sashko Danylenko. Sashko is an independent animator, director, and bike enthusiast. Last year we screened his films Swan and Bike Portraits, and this June we will be screening his new film, Waking Sleeping Bat. We were going to sit down at 180 Maiden Lane, but it was closed the day we met, so after wandering the Seaport district together, we settled into a nearby cafe to talk. Unfortunately, it was a bit loud in the cafe, but please enjoy. Alright, so thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry about the complications before. But yeah,
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm really excited to talk to you. I've been watching your films a lot this past week. So I guess we'll start with some basic stuff, and then we'll go into more interesting, complicated things. So we'll just start with, how long have you been making art? Have you been doing it since you were young? And is it something that you were encouraged to do as a young person?
I'm working in animation about 8 years, and at the beginning it was just something like a hobby, just something for fun. I had degree and ambitions in thermal engineering, and my diploma is about thermal engineering. But when I finished, I realized it's really boring and it's not mine. And at the same time, in the summer, when you need to make a decision what you want to do with your adult life, I got kind of invitations and proposal to make a music video for one music band, and I agreed, but I had no any ideas how can I make 3 minutes of animation. I did just 10 seconds before, so it was a big challenge. I changed my approach, I find many interesting ways, I watched a lot of tutorial videos, a lot of reference videos, and finally when I finished this music video, I feel like this is mine. And some friends suggested me to apply this film to some film festivals. I met some interesting people on these festivals, and I deep jumped in this world.
So you volunteered to do this music video when you had never done really animation
it's
before?
It's not kind of volunteer, it's just like a project.
Okay.
Project, yes. But I did some really short animations before, and I did it in really weird way. It was 2010, and people were crazy about flash animation and something really digital, and I didn't really like it. So I tried to work with some paper, with some old school techniques, and I realized that some people really appreciate this style, and they really want to work in this touching style instead of something really digital. And
yeah, because your work is really handmade. Because when I was watching it, and then I saw you had some behind the scenes videos as well, I was like, how did you arrive at this method of filmmaking? Because you draw every single asset individually, and then you scan it in and cut it out, and then puppeteer it almost.
Yes,
how did you? Because traditionally you, instead of going pen to paper and drawing each movement in each frame, that's not how you do things. So how did you arrive at that method? Was it just trial and error?
I don't know, it was just searching. I tried some other different techniques, and my goal to find something, some way to make animation from the beginning to the end with really small amount of creative power, just a few people, not a big studio, because I grew up in a city where filmmaking is not really popular.
Right.
So that's why I had no any kind of studios I can go and study there. So that's why cutout animation is the best solution for me to make a film from the beginning to end.
Yeah.
Just by yourself.
Right. Yeah, because then you don't need to be necessarily formally trained. You can just kind of play around and figure out what works. So
I really love that animation. It's really flexible language to tell the stories, because if you work in this filmmaking, you really depends from actors, from circumstances around, from everything you can see across your camera. So if you're working with animation, you have a full freedom. You can do anything what you want to do, and you have the same budget to film an explosion of all city and just like talking head. So that's why animation is big freedom. So that's I really appreciate this feeling. You can make everything you can imagine.
Right. So do you have any particular like influences or like artistic influences for your style, or like particular animation studios or artists that really inspire you and that sort of?
That's really funny, but I don't watching animation too much. I'm really inspired by some documentary films, by some books, music videos, and especially skateboarding and BMX videos. Because for me, BMX videos and skateboarding, old school videos, is the best example of connection between visual part and music. So I try to take some approach and some tricks from this kind of videos to animation.
That's really cool. Yeah, because I noticed that like your love of animation really incorporates all these different other interests that you have, like bikes and skateboarding and your culture, your heritage as well. So it's neat because you pull things from other places. It's not just like this insular animation world. So we have Animation Nights New York has featured 2 of your films already so far, Bike Portraits and Swan. So I guess we can talk, and we're actually going to, this coming month, we're going to be featuring Waking Sleeping Bat as well.
Oh yeah, this is just short experiment. It's really similar to some videos I did in first attempts to make animation.
Yeah, it's like it's really sweet and cute, and it's neat that we're putting it in there. So I guess we can talk more specifically about. Let's start with Swan, because Swan is a little different than some of your other films, because a lot of your films are music videos or commission-based films. I know you've worked for TED and you've worked for other companies that have asked you to do like specific iconographic stuff. So how did Swan come about? Because as I understand it, that's like your thing that you made for you. It wasn't something made for someone else.
I was really impressed by the music video from this band. They did before with another animator, and I tried to find this animator and just saying him like something. I really love your film and thank you for making it. But instead of this animator, I found the main guy from the band, frontman, who composed this song and who composed the music. And we started to talk to him, and I told him, oh man, I really love your music, and it's really dramatic, and it fits perfect for animation. If you have any ideas to make something together, just let me know, I will make it with pleasure. And he told me, oh really, we have a new album, so I have one more song and I already have some ideas. So his idea was to make a story about souls of human similar to swans, because swans have only one real love in life, and people have the same. And if someone have unlucky glory in the life and something bad happened, and people can meet someone they love after the death. So it's a film about life after the death. So he just gave me this kind of reference, and I started to think about what kind of story I can tell about this film. And it was the beginning. I did some demo and applied for artist residency in Paris, and they select our project, and we spent 5 beautiful months in Paris to make this film, to work side by side with the music band and be inspired by the city.
You made this film in 5 months? Only 5 months?
About 7. I started to make it in Ukraine, and after I finished it. Yes. And
that's a very impressive turnaround.
Yes, and it was really interesting. We have 2 extra months. Actually, this residency was 3 months only, and they ask people to go to Paris to make some art and explore the city. But animation takes all your time, so we spent all 3 months in this studio, and didn't check anything interesting in Paris at all. And when we present this project, art residents ask us something like, have you seen something like that? We say no. Have you attended this kind of events? No. So they invite us for 2 extra months to have a fun and enjoy the city. So it was nice.
That is really
Really
nice.
yes.
Yeah.
So you never know what can you find or what people can you meet with animation. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, definitely. So, and the artist, his name is Kuhn?
Cool, yes,
Cool,
the band.
yeah.
And composer is Sandy Lallard. He's really talented guy. So he has really brilliant mind.
So when you make these music videos, do you contact the artist first and you say, I like your song and music, or do they contact you and say, I want you to make?
I'm contacted first, but we decide to make a film in a conversation on Facebook.
Yeah.
Just like, let's do something together.
I mean, it's a really beautiful, powerful film. Like,
Thank you
it's-
so much.
I just the little details of the way you do some of the movement, like her braid, the way that it wiggles back and forth, and of course, like the climactic scene where she grows the wings and rejoins her husband. It's really lovely. So the other film was Bike Portraits, which is totally different.
Yes.
It's kind of a departure for you in a way in that it's not. You're combining a lot of different mediums. You're using your own voice. You're telling a story about your own lived experience. What was that something that you just sort of started recording for fun and then kind of decided to put it together into something, or like how did that start exactly?
Me and my girlfriend, we travel a lot and moving each time in another city or another country, and you can have only one bike for all this time, so you need to find something on the place. And last 2 years ago, I make a Facebook post with pictures of bikes I had for past 5 years. It was a lot of pictures of different kind of bikes in different cities, and I add some short descriptions how I get each of them and how I find all these bikes and how they fit to the city. Because sometimes you can ride really nice bike in one city, and if you go in another city, it doesn't work totally.
Right.
So I just make a Facebook post, and it became really popular, and I'm really surprised how people start to tell me their own stories, like, oh, I have this kind of bike and I see this city is really similar to mine, and I feel like it's conversation starts already. And my girlfriend suggested me to make a film about it, and we found that we can apply this idea to TED residency. They had open applications for people who would like to make some short story, like 6-minute story, and present it as a TED talk on the stage. So we applied this idea with bikes to make animated film, and they select us. So what about the decision to make everything in different style? Because I would like to make it with a feeling like a travel book, when you can make different notes with different pens, with different pencils, with some stickers, some tickets, everything really different, and combine them in one book. So this is kind of travel book, and some cities have a special mood, and you can describe this mood with specific animation style. For example, Roanoke, Virginia really reminds me South Park TV show, so that's why I needed something similar style.
Yeah, like the bright color cutouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was one of the things I was going to ask, because you have all these different styles in that, and I was just like wondering, like, how did you arrive at that? So you said it's like whatever area reminded you of what visual style.
Yeah. And sometimes you really miss some video to make, but you have some impressions, you have some ideas. So that's why you can ride on the bike, get some impressions, and go home and make some animation about what you have seen and what happened with you. So, and this project, it's not finished yet. I can continue this project as long as I can ride on a bike, and as long as I can travel around. So now we are working on Seattle portrait, we keep working on it.
Yeah, so we're in Seattle Portrait, and just like whenever you go anywhere, that's going to be part of
Yes.
your life. And so would you make another film once you have enough new places, or it depends?
Depends.
Yeah. But yeah, like I like how, like your observations were really interesting, like how you were talking about the width of the handlebar in New York City, and like that's so true. Like I hadn't really noticed that until it's like, no, it's still like that's how much you can maneuver and like what you're trying to accomplish. And even because like I've moved around a lot within this country, and again, like the way people use bikes is different. Like how you said in Roanoke, how people will just buy the bike and then never use it. Like that's so common in like those kind of suburban rural areas where like nobody uses bicycles. So I think it was just like a really fascinating topic for a film. It was just so you know.
Oh,
like I
yeah.
felt like
Thank
I
you so
learned a
much.
lot about you by watching this particular thing.
And also I spoke to some people why they don't use a helmet, and I noticed that the main issue is design and the hair. Some people don't want to use a helmet because of the hair, especially if they work in the office and need to have a nice look. So I try to think how you can use it, what can you make it, and after that I find that we can make something like a secret club, secret Dyna hair club.
Yeah, I love the Dino Hair Club.
And make another relationships between people and safety stuff like a helmet in this way.
Yeah, no, I love the humor of it. It was like very delightful. And the child at the end, was that your cousin or
Was my brother.
your little brother?
Yes,
Oh, that's
yes.
so cute.
So he's actually 6 years old, so that's why we have the same age as I started to ride bicycle too. And I had the same kind of hat with him, and I asked my parents to make some shootings of him. And this person at the beginning, when we watching Vasyl part, and I select a person from different jobs, all of them is my father.
Oh,
Yes.
very cool. That's
Yes.
so neat. Yeah. And then there was one bit that you didn't animate. It was the pixel, like the 8-bit animation. Who did that?
A friend of mine, really talented guy from Ukraine, he has big experience to work with video game stuff. So I just explained him some ideas, and he did it with 8-bit animation style very well.
Yeah, that was really neat.
And this city, Kharkiv, is really tricky to ride, so that's why it really reminds you video game. You need to, you have a lot of challenges while you go from A point to B point.
Right, yeah. So, I noticed like a lot of your films are sort of commission based, like some of the music videos and then like the videos you've done for TED. So like what's the difference between a project like that and then doing something like Swan or Bike Portraits where it's like your own idea and your own motivation? Like, how would you compare that process?
I really love to work with the film from beginning to end, and it's always difficult to me to work with someone who did part of your job. I don't know, is it nice or not, but that's why I try to work with projects. If I work with some videos sort of like TED ad videos, they gave me only sound voiceover, and you have a freedom to make visual story as you want. The same story with the music, but it push you and give you some timeline which helps you to make a film. So this kind of collaboration I really love, but I have problems to collaborate with someone who makes some pictures or story by himself. That's my really main thing for me.
Is you like to be in charge of the whole process?
Yes.
Yeah. You're an independent animator. You don't like working
Kind of.
with teams that yeah, like you know, I kind of understand that a little bit, but you do seem to do it a lot.
And you can save a lot of the time because you save time on conversations. You keep everything in your mind and you talk to yourself on the inside your head.
Well, when you're making your own film by yourself, do you like ever like go to other people for like guidance or questions if you're like stuck on something?
Yes, that's really important, and my girlfriend really helps me. She kind of has a fresh view, and she's first person who can see something. And when you work in a project like development in general, when you work with storyboard, when you work with animatic, you have a general view of the project. But after, you need to go to small sequences and split management through small parts, and you can lose the vision of the whole project when you focus on details. So you need someone who can push you and say something like, stop, make this shit, go back and do something nice. And that's why it's really important to have someone close to you.
Is she an artist as well?
Yes, she has really nice skills in drawings, and she can see much more colors than me. So that's why I have no problems to work with black and white, and if I need to work with a lot of colors, she helped me to see them.
Yeah, I mean, you work in a lot of watercolors, and they can be, they're so bright and vibrant sometimes, and they end up looking really well.
And watercolors is actually really tricky to work with in digital style, because sometimes some colors doesn't really looks nice on a screen. It looks nice on the paper, but looks bad on the screen. And I found that blue is always dirty in the watercolors, so that's why sometimes I'm drawing yellow and make inversion after to make nice blue, as I did it in the beginning of Swan.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
whereas you can see the title, it was black and yellow in the beginning, and now it's white and blue. And if you make this kind of inversion, the blue became something like shining inside. It has really deep color.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, so like you're almost like a puppeteer with your paper cutouts in a way. Like I love like the handmade feel of them. Like you can see the line work, you can see the brush strokes.
It feels like it's not finished yet, so that's why you can feel it, part of the process.
Yeah, like you can really see that each individual handmade element. Like,
Oh, thank you.
like at first when I first saw it, I was like, did he actually like cut these pieces out and then like move them use stop motion? Because you have done some stop motion before.
Usually I'm working with stop motion just with the camera to teach someone. It's really nice to avoid to use this really complicated software to work like After Effects, so you can use basic stop motion just to make the feelings of the process. But After Effects give you opportunities to go back to some sequence and edit it. So if you make something just like a sequence of pictures, you can edit something. You need to shot everything again and again, and that's why you need to choose what would you like to make.
Right. So all of your films, are set to music and they're silent films. Would you ever consider doing a film that has talking with more like traditional narrative structure, or is that not really what you're interested in?
I have some ideas, I have some scripts, and let's see. It's always a budget issue, because for this kind of film you need to work with a team, so that's why you need to figure out all these producers' questions. But yes, I have some ideas, and maybe we can see something next year.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm so excited.
That would be really nice because it would be such a different thing for you from what you've done before.
Yes.
And then a lot of your films are, you're from Ukraine,
Yes.
and your films really, you're expressing your cultural heritage. And so do you consider yourself, do you consider your films distinctly Ukrainian, or do you consider yourself your own artist and you just happen to be from the Ukraine and that informs you, but it's not like the full extent of how you define yourself as an artist? Like, do you consider yourself a Ukrainian artist, or you just consider yourself an artist from the Ukraine?
Yes, sure, I'm feeling myself Ukrainian artist, but Ukraine is pretty young nation right now, because Ukraine has independence just for less than 30 years, and now our people try to find some kind of self-identification and self-identification. That's why it's really interesting to explore your roots, explore your culture, and combine and find something similar in your culture to another, and combine some ancient background in the films. And I really love to work with some researching on these old books, fairy tales, and try to use it in new digital wave too, and make some animation about some old fairy tales and create new one.
Yeah, because like a lot of the musicians you work with are Ukrainian bands, and like you did that one Goopalo Vasyl,
Yes,
and like what's the story of that character?
we make a kind of fairy tale story and create the universe of Goopalo Vasyl. So everything made by wood in his world, and he has a superpower in in life. He is just like silent guy. He working with art. He's working some ceramic and drawings. But if something bad happens, he became a superhero, and he has a lot of power, and he have a really sharp feeling of justice. So, and everything, when he can solve the problem, he go back to the art again. That was the concept, and we did it was a music band Congo from Ukraine. We spoke with them a lot about this concept, and when we finished music video, we realized we have a lot, tons of stuff we didn't use, but we keep it in mind. So we decided to continue to work on it, and the guy who wrote the song, he wrote a book, it's fairy tales. I did some illustration for it, and now we have a book.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, and during work in the film, we create social network accounts for this character and make him interactive. And it was really surprising for us when people start to make some fan art and send to his page to mention him in a post. And even some kids ask him like, "Oh, Goopalo Vasyl, you are so strong. I have a problems in my school. Can you solve me? Can you help me to solve this problem? What should I do in my school?" And it was a big goal, and it was really nice to see that someone became to life just from film, from paper only.
Yeah, like so you completely created this entire character
Yes.
from scratch. And, like,
I would like to continue to make something new with him, and now I think about something like a short TV show on YouTube about this guy.
yeah, that would be really neat because like he's very striking, like his mustache and his bright shining eyes, and I love the transition between the paintbrush and the weapon, and then back and forth, like this idea that an artist can
Be a weapon.
be a weapon and like make the change.
Cool, thank you so much. Also, we have t-shirts with this 4 phases of transition from brush to maze.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
oh,
yes,
neat.
no.
So what are you working on now?
I just finished Seattle part of bike portraits, and now I'm working on some animation for documentary film. It's actually about Jewish culture from people who moved from Ukraine and from post-Soviet Union space to United States and other countries. So a friend of mine working in documentary film about it, and some of those people have really nice stories, but they lost all materials like photography and some videos and some archives. So that's why animation is really nice the way to reflect memories, and we would like to introduce some animation parts in this documentary film. I'm working now on some Pesach celebration ceremony.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, like you like to do a lot of like educational stuff with your work sometimes, or like.
Actually, I just did it in last year. I had dreams to make it for a very long time, but I did it in last year. And before, I'm working with mostly with music videos. So it's New York influence, maybe.
So New York is like you're moving away from music videos and
Yes.
into more like edutainment sort
Yes,
of presentations.
Kind of.
You're completely self-taught with your animation and everything. Like you just wanted to learn it and you hooked it up and you figured it out.
Yes, yes. But it takes time. That's main thing. That always takes time.
Yeah, because like so far everyone that I've talked to, they went to school particularly for animation. So you're like in your own different. You sort of carved your own separate path, distinctly. Like just decided what you wanted to do and you did it. So yeah, we're going to be showing Waking Sleeping Bad. I mean, it's a 40-second little short, but it's very sweet.
Did you notice there is iPhone inside the box?
I didn't notice the iPhone.
All people who work with animation, they think it's something like tracking in a video, but actually I did some animation on iPhone screen and put some cardboard sticker on it to cover the phone. So this white face, it's just like iPhone screen.
So the animation, you did the animation before you filmed it, and
Yes.
oh, that's so. I didn't realize. I thought you did that in post.
Yes.
Oh, that's very neat.
So that's why we did this video. We try to, if it looks nice or not, if you use some gadgets with animation and put them in some cases or put some characters in it. So yeah, that was a kind of experiment.
And are you thinking doing more with that kind of method, or?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, that's always interesting to invent some new ways and combine two old techniques and new one. So that's why it's big plus of animation at all.
So yeah, we'll be screening that June the 13th, Wednesday. Will you be around?
Yes, I'm
Okay, wonderful. We'd love to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Yvonne might make you like go up and say something. I don't know. We'll see. It's very cool. We haven't had animators actually come to the events in a while, so that'll be really nice to have. Do you regularly attend the ANNY events, or like have you attended ones that you weren't
I moved to
participating in?
New York City just 1 year ago, so
right.
that's why I saw maybe 3 or 4 screenings. It's really beautiful, and I really love the space.
Yeah, I mean we've only been around for about a year and a half anyway, so it's not you didn't miss very much. So yeah, would there be any projects that you would do that isn't like a traditional film? Like I've noticed that you tend to like video games a little bit. No, you don't?
No, I don't.
Well, I guess
I'm
I
pretty
just
bad at video games. I'm stuck in old-fashioned stuff like 8-bit animation and all.
well, it's just because like I've seen you wear that shirt with like the Nintendo Entertainment System, so I guess I just assumed.
Yes, that's the stuff when I'm stuck.
Okay. Well, you know, they make a lot of independent retro games that have that sort of style, so I'm wondering if like you'd ever want to work on a project like that.
Yes, but I really love kind of game design when people work with storytelling in video games. So it's the same as filmmaking, but it's more interactive. So that's why it's really interesting. But I'm really curious about indie projects, because most of the commercial projects, it's just like corporation stuff.
I wasn't thinking commercial. Like I'm thinking more like independent stuff.
Yes, independent is really interesting.
More your style. Yeah.
Yes, sure. And also now I have a really interesting project. I never did before a comic book, but I did some sketch. People can see it right now, but you can see. I can show you some examples.
Is that the cat and bat?
You can explain. Yes, it's cat and bat stuff.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, what is this? This is so.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So now I keep it in a sketch, but I'm already have agreement with some publishers, and now I need to make about 80-page book about these guys.
Like these little friends.
Yes.
They're very sweet. And the bat, it's like the Waking Sleeping Bat. The same character.
Yes, the same character.
So you could make another film, but with the two of them.
Actually, that's why they have this kind of shape similar to.
An iPhone?
The cat is iPhone 5 and bat is iPod. iPod 4, I guess. So that's why it was from the beginning. It was my concept to make them in this shape. And after I just tried to make this video of Wake and Sleep in Bed and move all ideas to the paper, but they keep the same shape as the phone.
Right.
It's neat.
It's neat.
Yes.
You don't gesture beforehand. You just draw it as it comes. Like.
Yep.
That's.
But now I have some inspiration problems because I really inspired by bad things I can see around, something like social injustice and stuff like that. And I had a lot of ideas about getting bad when we were in Virginia.
When you're in the South?
Yes, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now in New York I have tons of nice people around. I really love vibes of the city, and I can't find any kind of stories which fits to this concept.
I mean, like, now is the time to make those kind of statements. I mean,
Yeah.
with everything that's happening, you know,
And I have a kind of list of social problems I want to picture in these comics, and I have something like election, feminism, Islamophobia, and stuff like that, and I will try to tell a story about it.
yeah, that's like, because they look like these very child-friendly little characters, but they're talking about very serious contemporary issues. That's very neat. Would you think of doing not just a stop-motion film with them, but like your like traditional cutout style kind of film with
I
them
have
as
a
well?
dream to make some short animation stories in a style of really old-fashioned animation from 40s, like black and white, when you have orchestra sound in the background,
Like-
and when everyone walking like this
Like
style,
Fleischer? Like the
Yes,
Fleischer, like yeah.
like first Mickey Mouse and
yeah,
stuff like
like
that.
the like bouncing up and down
Yes.
and wiggling around.
And keep it black and white. It's really, really jumpy.
But with these characters.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was wondering like what the content was, because like just looking at the characters. So is this? You're still working on this? It's not. Yeah, okay. Because like
It's work in progress.
I saw a listing and I didn't know if that was like a pre-order or so it was a pre-order. Okay.
Yes, yes.
No, this looks great. I'm very excited about this.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
And I really hope we can make it in this kind of animation, and maybe to present it as old school animation.
Yeah, because that would be again different from what you've been doing with the cutouts, because it's a bit more fluid. So, like, how would you do that? Would you do it the way you've been doing it, or would you?
I wish to work with some people who are really crazy in frame-by-frame animation and have this nice feeling. So I can be director on this project, but I really need some animators. So if
Okay.
someone be interested to be involved, and if someone has skills to work with old-fashioned animation, I need these people.
Yeah, no.
But now there is some tricks to make it digital, but after to bring some look like it's made on a film or on a cell.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing what you can do with technology now, and like how authentic it can look. So, is there anything you wanted to mention, or any questions for me or anything?
Yes, I'm going to Ukrainian festival in the East Village. I need to see some space. Tomorrow we will make some interesting animation on the street. There is just like block party, a kind of block party, and
cool.
Ukrainian festival is there. And
It's
I
so
have
cool.
some idea to make interactive animation. I have many pages of frame animation, and people can go, and it's like a square, like a Tetris, you know, Tetris video game. And people can color the squares and take pictures with this paper. And when I will have a lot of pictures of people with squares, and if you play it really fast, you can see animation on the paper.
Oh, neat.
So yes, that's a kind of new stuff for me too. When you start to think about how you can make animation interactive, because mostly people hold some paper and they have different frames on it, and you can keep this picture in the center of all pictures, and after when you play, you can see some animation. Cool.
Cool. Well, yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll see you again in June.
Yes, see
Yeah,
you.
I'll be working the registration, the front desk, signing people in. So you'll probably see me. Yeah, it was great to talk
you
to
so
you.
much.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Yeah.
If you would like to support this podcast and Animation Nights New York and help us keep our screening events free, please consider making a donation to our PayPal, becoming our patron on Patreon, where we offer perks, or just buying us a coffee. Every little bit helps. Please visit our website at animationnights.com. If you live in the greater New York City area, you can join us on the second Wednesday of every month at 180 Maiden Lane, located within the Seaport District of Manhattan, for our monthly screenings. We show animated short films and showcase virtual reality animation experiences from all around the world. Admission is free. Please keep supporting independent animation, and thank you so much for listening.
We've covered a lot of little things here and there.
You can play music now for a while.